So it's pretty rare that I find myself saying something like this, but I think I might have taken a meta deck, the meta deck being the Simic Cyclone Summoner deck, and I think I made it even better, believe it or not. Today we're talking about a Teamur Cyclone Summoner deck. Cue the intro, let's talk about it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we're talking about a Teamur list, and it revolves all around the Cyclone Summoner, a card that's really been getting a lot of shine lately in a Simic build, strictly Simic, and it's a big over-the-top creature that can end a game very fast and really disrupt your opponent's plays. But I decided to take it one step further, and we threw in a splash of red just for a little bit of waking the trolls action, and I'll explain why in just a moment. But before we dive into this thing, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, I just ask if you take one moment to do so. It's a free way to help support the channel, and if you hit that little notification bell, you'll be notified whenever we post a video or go live, which is 3 times a week, guys, so make sure to hit that bell. All right, guys, let's dive in and talk about it. So not only do I think we improved on the Simic version of this list, I think that we take it to the next level by making it a Teamur deck and throwing in the Waking the Trolls, because it just adds another entire element of danger for your opponent, because the Cyclone Summoner is a great card. Do not get me wrong, this thing saved our butts, especially in the last mono white matchup you're going to see here in this game, but it is easy to kill. You know, it's a susceptible creature. It doesn't have hexproof. It doesn't have any sort of stats to it that make it any more special than the next. It doesn't even have trample. So you know, getting this thing out of the way is pretty easy after it's been, you know, summoned to the battlefield. So other ways we can get our opponent to die is through Waking the Trolls, because this deck's idea behind it is to ramp extremely aggressively right in the early game, and then you know, go big with something like a Cyclone Summoner and maybe a couple all-runs Epiphanies. So I threw in the Waking the Trolls because why not blow up one of our opponent's lands to maybe disrupt the play, you know, maybe 2 turns early, because we're going to be doing so much ramp. So we could potentially get this thing down on turn 4, eat up one of our opponent's lands, maybe a key land, and then, you know, generate a bunch of trolls, and those trolls can win us the game because they do have trample. So if the board isn't wiped, you know, these trolls can run through our opponent fairly quickly and fairly, you know, it can win us the game immediately. So how do we get there? We get there through a pretty classic Simic package, though. We have the, you know, Neverwinter Dryad, which does come in as an early drop to maybe mitigate some early damage from aggressive style decks, and then sacrifice itself to, you know, ramp into our bigger plays. We've got the Druid class in order to gain a little bit of life and mitigate it, you know, again, some of that early damage, because those aggressive decks are everywhere, and those are really the hardest decks to kind of beat are the fast ones. So this is going to gain us a lot of life, but it also allows us to play additional lands to ramp as well. This is also another win con, by the way. That level 3 is no joke. If you can activate a couple of lands, turning them into like 10-10s, 14-14s, just run through your opponent and win the game. You'll see. We were able to do that as well. The divide by zeros are here, so we can go to the learn board as well as bounce some of these creatures and slowing them down again. You know, it's all about slowing our opponent down while we ramp into our big plays, and then once we get to a Cyclone Summoner, we can just kind of end the game. And then we got Field Trip as well to kind of ramp us up, also giving us access to that sideboard. Here's the card that I don't think enough people are running in this deck, Inscription of Insight. This card is bonkers. The 4 mana on this to bounce 2 creatures already is good enough for it to be playable. The fact that you can scry 2 or draw 2 just like you could if you were running a Behold the Multiverse, also just as good. The fact that it's sorcery is the only downside, obviously. Or you can make a XX fractal token, which, you know, comes in as strong as whatever your hand size is, which is probably the least, you know, impressive part about the card. But what's really great about this card is when you kick it for 8, right? Is it 4 or 5, 6? Yeah, when you kick this for 8, you get to do all 3. So this card absolutely ends games. It really sets you up for your plays. It ends games. It slows your opponents down. It creates a big threat. This thing does it all, guys. It's incredible. And you know, we're at 8 mana fairly consistently with this deck. And then we've got the Quandrix Cultivator, which is going to help us ramp as well, but also create a body and a threat on the board, and it's got quite a bit of toughness there to kind of help slow the pace down. You guys have already seen the Waking the Trolls, and then we've got 3 all-runs Epiphanies, so when we do finally get those big plays out on the board, we hit a couple all-runs Epiphanies, and it's a wrap. We did adjust the mana. What you see in the game is not the mana we actually ended up using. We actually had a full play set of Evolving Wilds when I was playing, but we ran out of basics so quickly because we were always searching for basics that we ran out fairly quickly. So I added a couple more basics in here, cut down on the Evolving Wilds. They are in here because if you could trigger double land drops with like 2 druid classes out there, you know, that's going to be four life gain. So that's why we have them in here. So I did cut back on those though, and I threw in a couple more basics. And then lastly, our sideboard, we have a couple of environmental scientists because we are a ramp deck. Teachings will help us a lot with getting our hand size back to normal because we do, you know, want to play out all of our lands as fast as possible. So we do tend to, you know, slow down on our hand size. We also have Containment Breach for those hard to deal with enchantments. Mascot Exhibition for the win. Also a Fractal Summoning for the win because this can get as big as you want it to get. As long as you got the mana to spend, this thing can become huge. So that's the deck, guys. Like I said, we not only I not only think that we did, you know, a better version of Simic. I went up against Simic in this video, and you'll see the results are there. And I hope you guys enjoy because this deck was a lot of fun and honestly really easy to win with. So enjoy, and we'll see you back here for some final thoughts. Peace. All right, here we go. My first game with our Teamur list here, and not too sure how it's gonna go. Not too sure what kind of matchups the game's gonna give me, but I'm excited, man. I feel like what it does is fairly powerful and should be able to hold its own. So here we go. Here we go. Got a pretty solid hand to start out with here too. Other than these two, we don't really want those till a later game, but you know what? We're here for it. We're here for it. We're gonna make it work. Got the Inscription of Insight, by the way, which playing this alone for 4, you know, to scry 2 and draw 2 is, you know, just as good as a Behold the Multiverse, which is awesome. But on top of that, you can kick it for other things. We can return 2 creatures to their hand. We can create a, you know, an illusion token based on the number of cards in our hand. Like, this card is pretty busted. All right, so we've got options here. I think we go blue here. Then we ramp with the Dryad into our next play, which will be probably the Cultivator, which will ramp us into our Waking the Trolls. Yeah, it seems pretty good. Seems pretty nice. The problem is our opponent here has, you know, Treasure Generation, which is a pretty good answer. Pretty good answer for what we're trying to do here, because we're trying to keep them off mana, right? But the treasure's just gonna, you know, allow them to get as much mana as they'd like. I kind of hope they eat a treasure here for that environmental sciences, but they do not. Which means they're probably trying to get themselves the Goldspan Dragon. I wonder, can we bounce? No, just creatures, not permanents. I was gonna bounce those treasures potentially. What are we gonna do about the Goldspan Dragon? Maybe we hit it with the Inscription, but that's sorcery speed, so that's probably not going to be helpful. So let's just go with the Cultivator for now. At least it blocks the other 2 creatures at the time being, and we can go digging for some more mana, take action. We've almost got all of our basics. Next turn, we hit him with the Waking the Trolls. Or maybe even, let's see, 3, 4, 5. No, yeah, Waking the Trolls will have to be our next play. And they don't have the Goldspan, so we're actually good. The Goldspan was really the only thing we wanted to be concerned about there, but they didn't have it. Unless, of course, they're building more treasure just to cast it with more treasure. That would be really bad for us. All right. Definitely think we should blow up the red mana. Oh, they eat all their treasures. I like that. What I don't like, though, is they got a Predator down now, though. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I could use that red mana, too, which is phenomenal. Now they can't cast anything for red. Obviously, they have another one in hand, but at least that'll slow down, you know, their pacing here a little bit. No attacks. We don't... Actually... Yeah, I'd rather block the 1 extra point of damage from the Painter. Getting down the all-around Epiphany is going to be really nice here. Being able to not only block the Predator, but, you know, set us up for another couple of turns. We can bounce the Predator here pretty soon. Yes. Yes, I like it. I like where this is headed. I like a lot where this is headed. 4, 5, 6, 7, We need 8 mana to cast this for the kicker. Which is very likely that we're going to be able to do that because we get the land from our opponent here. Plus our own land puts us at 3, 4, 5, 6. Puts us at 8. Puts us right at 8. Alright, we're going to grab some blue. Hit that all runs Epiphany one time for the one time. We're going to attack with the cultivator, see if they want to make a block. I hope they do. It'll make our job a little bit easier. Alright, and then we get to create a bunch of trolls here. This is going very well. Very, very well. Then we kick this bad boy. We bounced Predator. And we bounce the Painter, because we don't want Tybalt coming back, right? Target player. That's me. That's me. Ooh, divide by 0. Not bad. Not bad. I'm actually going to save playing these because I want to gain the life off of these, right? So let's just wait on that. Let's get in there for some damage. They're going to have to block some stuff here, man, because that's going to be a lot of damage coming through here pretty soon. Our opponent could be running Blood in the Snow, but they're nowhere near being able to cast it yet because we ate their land. Oh, yes. It's going so well, boys. It's going so well. Whoops. Drop my lid. I don't want that to spill, so let me grab that. Let me grab that. There's the Predator. Little too late for that, though, my friend. I found me a divide by 0, and I found me a way to just gain a crap ton of life. All right, here it comes. Life gain for days. You ready for this? Actually, we're out of basics, aren't we? We might not actually be. Oh, we're not out of basics. What am I saying? We'll use the Evolving Wilds for the red sources because the field trips fetch the green. And just like that, we're right back up here. And let's see how they actually block here. Let's see how they block before I hit the divide by 0. We might be able to just run them off the board here. We've got 4 tramplers, man. They're going to need to put some big bodies in front of those. Yeah, that's game. That's going to be game. If the Predator eats... Okay, I was going to say, they can eat the Valky, but they can't eat the Painter. Alright, and then we bounce this, because it's going to kill our 5/5. And that's definitely game right there. Nice, man. What a clean victory for our first game. I love that. That actually went very well. I very much enjoyed that. Yeah, that felt really solid. I liked how that played out. Even with the Waking the Trolls not being like, you know, the meta for us, not blowing up lands, that's not really what we're trying to accomplish. It still played really, really well there. I'm going to keep this because we have the field trip. And gets us, you know, really close to our, you know, inscriptions and all around epiphanies. We can work with this, like, for sure. For sure. This land, I cannot forget about this because it can create a 4/4 green troll creature and destroy a land. We got to remember that that's there. I might forget about that later. It's happened. All right, about to get a good field trip off here. Hit the environmental scientists. All right, I like that. They're off to a little bit of a slow start here, it seems like. All right, environmental scientists can grab us another blue source for our inscription being kicked later. We do need 3 blue sources in total. Hold open a divide by 0 for that angel. And I think we're good. I think we're good. These divides are really going to be helpful for us getting our opponent slowed down here. Yep, there we go. There's our first divide. Just keep our opponent slowed down as possible. Ooh, awakening the trolls off the top. You'd love to see that. You'd love to see that. We'll be taking that. No black mana for you, which would have been helpful. Would have stopped that from coming down, but that's okay. We take 5. That's fine. That's fine. All right. Not ideal because these are tokens, and you know, bouncing them is not really possible unless we use the inscription here, which we need 8 for, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is our 8th land. We do need another blue source, so we'll need to cast this, and we still can't cast this though. How do we do this? I think we have to cast this, right? We can cast another all runs too if we need to. All right, we got the 4/4s. Gotta go. I have to go grab another blue source in order for the inscription to work here. We have 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. We can play another one. Perfect. Perfect. That's gonna be game. There's no shot they're gonna be able to come back from this. No shot, my friend. Oh my god, this is like overpowered what we're doing right now. I was gonna say, this is overpowered, man. Holy cow. Dominated. Let's go, man. Yo, that inscription for the top end kicker, holy cow. That shuts it down, man. That closes out games really, really well. I like that card a lot. I've yet to play it, so. It's always fun when you get to play, like, you put together a deck and it's got a new card you've never played yet in it. This is not the hand. This is better because we can ramp into a trolls a little early. That's all I really care about. We get to go first. What do we dump here? Probably the wilds, right? Because we have a way to go to the you know, a way to learn here. We have a way to ramp and we got a way to learn, so I think we're fine here. It's gonna be tricky though. Anytime you mulligan and you go first, never ideal. Maybe mono white we're gonna see here, but it's a snow plains, which typically almost always means mono white, so we might see an aspirant here. Or Clarion Spirit. That works too. Another divide by 0. Oh, I should have played this first. Oh, that was a mistake. I was planning on playing divide anyways. I should have absolutely played that. That's a big, big mistake. That might actually slow us down here. We'll see. We'll see. Redane. I think bouncing the Clarion Spirits to play. Trying to keep our life total high, right? And then on top of that, I know it's going to make the Waking the Trolls bigger, but we still need at least 1 or 2 more turns before we can cast the Trolls. So I think, you know, just dividing our Redane next turn is just as good. But I want to play this, so maybe not. It's awkward. This is awkward for sure. This land is making things awkward because it's going to come in tapped. All right, we need more blue. Yeah, I guess we divide again and just hope we top deck a land for the Waking the Trolls so we can get it out on curve. We'll see. We will see. They keep hitting their land drops, which doesn't feel great. But we are going to blow up their Faceless Haven, which feels awesome. They haven't even hit us yet, and we've gained life, so off to a fantastic start there. Clarion Spirit, another Clarion Spirit. Nice. They're going to double down on that, huh? Redane back to their hand. At this point, I think I might want to get a teachings or something else. I think I should grab something else here. Yeah, we'll grab a teachings just in case we start to slow down. All right, well, we missed our land drop to get this out on curve. That's a little unfortunate, but hey, we got another way to learn to gain life here. I think that's how we do it right there. We drop the teachings so we can get out, get it out before they, you know, unload their hand. Redain's probably coming back in again, which is going to make my Waking the Trolls even harder to cast. Let's hope not. Let's hope they have something different. I mean, it's got to be Redain or Spellbinder, right? One of those two things is coming down. Unless they activate Faceless Haven, that could be pretty cool. I'll take that damage all day. They're really thinking about it. Maybe they're thinking, oh, I won't play Redain because they've already ramped so much. It's not really going to affect their hand too much. But it really will. They don't even know. It really will. I need these trolls, man, and I need them yesterday. Oh, the shield. Okay, perfect. So, the trolls are coming, baby. The trolls are coming. Oh, that target's a permanent. Ah, that didn't count. Gosh darn it. Gosh darn it. I screwed that up, didn't I? I guess I didn't really screw it up. It still was the play, I think. I need to get these trolls ASAP. 3, 4, 5, 6 lands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I only get one troll. Oh, you know what though? Does it say put target land from a graveyard onto the battlefield? I should have threw down the Evolving Wilds last turn. I could have got it back, but I saved it because I wanted to double down on the Druid class life gain. Shoot. It's a bit unfortunate. All right, Divide by Zero is going to have to fetch us Mascot Exhibition, obviously, because we're going to need all the help we can get. We got to remember that targeting costs 1 extra because of that shield. Definitely made some misplays this game, but you know what? Still happy with how things are going. I should just, you know, slow down a little bit here. We're going a little too quick. If I had stopped and thought about all of these things, I definitely would have figured them out, because we've already figured out we made a misplay here. Could have put an extra land on the field had we played the Evolving Wilds. Don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I do. We'll save it. We'll save it. We will save it. That was probably the best thing I could have top decked there. But you know, we haven't seen it in 3 games. So we were due. We were due for one, you know? All right. They know we got the Waking the Trolls now, though, so we'll be curious to see what they, you know, decide to do here. They do go with Redain to make it more expensive. Okay. 6, 7, 8, 3, 6, 7, and we'll need to top deck a land here off the top. Not the land I was looking for, but you know what? It's still good, because I can get both of these down, right? And I can get this down, gain some life. Gain some more life. And should I attack here? I mean, we're gaining a lot of life per turn. 2, 4, 6. They're dealing 7. I'm dealing 7. I can only block 1 at a time, but you know what? I think it's still worth holding back. All right. We're doing the thing, man. We're doing the thing. Thanks to our Cyclone Summoner, we're doing this thing. We could also divide by 0 our own Cyclone Summoner, something to consider, and we could recast it. That would be interesting. It's a lot of mana though, so we gotta wait on that play a little bit. We've made some big mistakes here in this game, but you know what? I think we can still come out of this thing okay if we figure... Oh no, there goes our... I forgot about that. I forgot about that. It is pretty wild how quickly they refuel, huh? Kind of crazy. All right, they do swing with their Clarion Spirit, which is what I was hoping for. Because the more we can stop these spirits from being generated, you know, the better. Let's go for some blue in case we get our inscription, right? Oh, we're out of blue. Darn. Out of blue. All right, we're gonna play you, and the land comes in untapped, right? And we still can play divide by, yes, okay. Green, perfect. All right, so we have the divide by 0. So here's how we're gonna play this next turn. We're going to let our opponent, you know, attack, do their thing, whatever, make some blocks, and then at the end step, bring our Cyclone Summoner back and bounce everything again. Seems like a pretty good idea to me. Okay. Clarion Spirit. Alright, the Skyclave Apparition. What are you going to take? You going to take a Druid class? Or are you going to take the Quandrix? Oh, they take the Quandrix. I like that better than what I was going to... I didn't want them to take a Druid class. I think those are a little better for me right now. Because they're keeping me in the game with life gain. Alright. Aspirant. Sure. Send them. Send your attack. We know it's coming. Where are you guys coming from? Send the Clarion Spirit. I don't think they have lethal quite yet, do they? I haven't done the math, but I don't think they do. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, they do not have lethal. And we are killing the Clarion Spirit, which is really the biggest problem I'm having here dealing with, because it's creating those 1/1s, right? And let the fun begin. Let the fun begin, my friend. All right, we're gonna play you. Play you. And now we've got a really solid board state. And now the Clarion Spirits are gone, so none of that BS of playing a Clarion Spirit generating, you know, spirits. So we've got a pretty good situation now happening. All right. Waking the Trolls is definitely coming in next turn. And the Teachings becomes very viable here too, because our opponent here has a much bigger hand than us. 6, 7, 8, 1, so 3, 4, 8. So that leaves us with 3 mana left over. So I can actually cast both of these next turn. I'm hoping we could top deck an All Runs Epiphany. That could be phenomenal for us right now. Oh, they make the Teachings more expensive though. Fair enough. Fair enough. I can't do anything about flyers either, so that Spellbinder coming over the top is a problem. So maybe I need to go to the sideboard and grab something that can help me with that. This sucks. I don't want to have to do this. I really don't. I gotta answer that flyer though, right? All right, let's go. All right, that gets me a flyer. And I'm gonna put some pressure on him. I'm gonna try to really pound the pressure. All right. Really thought Waking the Trolls was gonna pull some more weight here, but they are just really aggressive, and just really I'm struggling here to keep up. Really struggling to keep up. The Cyclone Summoner though, pulling its weight, you know, by a lot. Really doing its thing. All right, they need to consider not attacking here, to be honest, because we got so many creatures now on our board that if we send them over and they attack with one creature here, like the Spellbinder, you know, they're gonna have to make some blocks, some serious blocks. Four, 8, 9, 10. I'll have 11 mana, so if I cast this for 5, that'll put me at 6, which is not enough to hit an all runs Epiphany. What is it enough for, though? I guess it's enough to hit a pretty good inscription. Maybe just to bounce 2. Yeah, okay. Okay. Alright, so they do decide to swing with the Spellbinder because it does get Vigilance. It makes sense. The Sparring Regimen was something I didn't consider them hitting, so that's kind of cool. Alright, let's draw some cards. Interesting. I guess life gain is going to be the only things to save us here. Here we go. These don't even fetch anything though, because we're completely out of lands. Puts us at 8. Put us at 10. If we send everybody here, they're gonna have to block, right? This is getting really tricky. So we send everybody here, they have to block. Trying to think of how they're gonna block. They block there. They block there. They take that. We can't die. Oh no, we can if they activate their Faceless Haven. See, attacking here is awkward because if I send everybody through here, Faceless Haven could kill us. Let's leave back a 3/2 to block. Okay. If I send everybody, there is a way they could block. They could block with the 3/3 and the Aspirant, and then let the 4 and 3 damage get through, going down to 1, and then they can retaliate with both their Flyers and a Faceless Haven and win the game. So this is the best way I think to do it. That way we can block their Faceless Haven and set up for potentially lethal next turn. All right, we survived the Flyers. We survived the Flyers. What a strange game. What a strange game. But I think somehow, some way we're gonna pull this off. We do get to activate 2 lands next turn to become huge creatures to run through our opponent with. So they better just flood the board with weenies here because they're gonna need them to block. Both of these should attack too, by the way, these Redain and this Elite Spellbinder, because they do have Vigilance. So they're gonna put the 1/1 counter on the Faceless Haven then, because why would they attack with it right into a 3/2, you know? So we're gonna take 8 damage total here. But the Spellbinder loses Vigilance if they do it that way, so they gotta give the counter to the Spellbinder. Otherwise they're not gonna have enough blockers coming back. Yep. Okay, so they're losing their Faceless Haven. They're taking a necessary death here. Interesting choice. I don't know if I would have threw my Faceless Haven away like that, but I prepared for this though, so at least my preparedness worked out. Let's go, man. Let's freaking go. I think we did it. I think we did it. Like I said, we have 2 more creatures they haven't even taken into account for, which is our Druid class. It's going to activate 2 different lands here, and they're going to be enormous creatures. All right, they better. Oh, they have a. Yeah, they have 1 more 1-drop they can play too. So only 1 creature is getting through, and guess what? Our weakest creature is a 4/4. That means we got good games. That means we got good games, my friend. We have good games, my friend. 1 HP, gang. We did it. Let's freaking go, dude. Even with all the mistakes we made, we still come out on top. Oh my goodness. I think we have time for one more game. Oh my god, what a phenomenal game that was. So like giddy. So giddy about that one, because we should have lost. We should have definitely lost the way I played that. But oh, and they're gonna throw us into a you know, a top 1200 player because we're winning too much. All right. Yeah, we can make this work. We get to go first, so that's nice. I think we found a deck here, guys, that's quite unique and fairly good. I am going to not foretell this. It's actually a pretty big decision. Do we dryad the land or do we foretell that? I think we dryad the land here. I think we dryad. All right, we deal the 1, end our turn. All the storm giants, sure. Let's grab a land. Oh, we're already running out of basics already. Kind of crazy. All right, let's go red, of course. Cultivator, and we're gonna definitely be grabbing blue here. All right, got all of our blues that we need. Evolving Wilds comes in for the red. I think we need to make a little bit of a shift in how we did our mana. I think we needed a little more basics. Just a little bit more. 4 or 5. Let's go get a red and then hold up divide. First, let's attack. Let's see what's going on here. See if they maybe have a bounce spell, a divide, or something like that. We'll see. All right, they block sack, of course. Okay. Maybe we just go with another cultivator here. Cultivator could be solid. Just grabbing a lot. All right, we only have one more basic green or blue source, though, don't we? One. Yeah, we literally only have one more basic. All right, let's go get red. Let's foretell, and let's hold up divide. I think that's pretty good. Our opponent here is only on Simic so far, so this is 100% going to be a Cyclone Summoner style deck, for sure. So we're going to hold the divide for that Cyclone Summoner when they decide to pull the trigger on it. They're getting to the place where they can start activating that Hall of the Storm Giants too. We got to remember not to run our creatures face first into a 7/7. Mirror matchups are always the hardest games to play, man. They really are. Field trip. All right, let's go field trip. It's our last green source. Teachings. All right. Maybe I should have attacked there. Again, they can activate their Hall and attack for 7. But I think they're going to be probably doing something else here. Okay, they go for the Cyclone Summoner. Interesting. For one Quandrix Cultivator. I don't know if that was a good trade-off for them. I think they I think that was the incorrect play on their part. Divide is nice. What do I do here? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm not drawing any good cards. I don't know. I'm just not drawing any good cards. There's a blue source. We do need that for our inscription later. Alright, maybe we play the Quandrix just as a body. And it'll block the Hall of the Storm Giants, right? And then we can divide their Cyclone Summoner here. I don't know, kind of an awkward game because of the way our mana came out this game. We run, running out of mana pretty quickly. All right, well, that's gonna be divided for sure. And we're gonna grab another teachings. Just gotta find some good cards here, man. There we go. That's something we can actually use. Hall of the Storm Giants, gone. That's our card now. Let's get in there. Now they're gonna be really considering maybe not casting a Cyclone Summoner, because it's just gonna give me another Waking the Trolls back, right? So we've got them in a weird spot here. They might cast it. It might make sense to cast it still. But yeah, I was gonna say I doubt it, because why would you want me to get another land from you? Like, yeah, now they're just in a very awkward place here, but they're still in a pretty good place actually now that I'm thinking about it, because our opponent here, they can still cast the Cyclone Summoner after we get our trolls next turn and blow all of our tokens back to our, to nothing, because they're tokens, right? They don't go back to my hand. But they need to consider the fact that our board state right here is, strong enough to potentially get the job done. Yep, see, they're going early. This is good. This is good. They go early, they blow all these back to my hand. I get the trolls again. All I need to do is put, a singular creature out in front to block with. Let's take their only green source. I'm sorry, they're only dual land. Why did I say only green source? And then we could force them to block here. 2, 4, 6. Yeah, we could force them to make a block here. Oh, does this not actually count as? Oh, that doesn't count. Let's just put a body in front of them. Let's field trip. And what do we want to grab here? I think I want to cycle this out. Beautiful. Okay, there we go. Now we're looking good. Now we're looking really good. Okay. Another Cyclone Summoner. They're just gonna let me keep destroying their lands over and over again. I'm gonna win this game if they keep this up. If they want to keep this this sort of pace and tempo, I'm gonna destroy them. All right. My own Cyclone Summoner. Interesting. All right, another trolls. Let's go. Yes, I'll take both of these. I will take both. Thank you. All right, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not enough to activate the hall. All right, no problems. No problems here. All right, another summoner. Maybe if I can eat both of their, go for a double land here, like a double Waking the Trolls, they can't cast their other summoner. That would be pretty good. That would be pretty good. I'm just gonna eat up all their blues because their blues are what they need the most of, right? Get a body in front of that summoner. And now we're looking really nice. I think we got him. I think we got him. This late game stuff, man. I think we got him. They create a treasure, which does help them a lot, actually, to be able to cast another summoner. All right. I'm getting 2 extra lands this turn. Holy cow! We're gonna be casting some serious trollage. An inscription off the top just to really solidify the ending of this game. I mean, this is pure dominance. Divide. Oh, come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I set 6 mana to use, but I don't have enough to to do this fully. Ah, that's so unfortunate. All right, well, return 2 creatures. All right, they might throw down another Cyclone Summoner again, which will bounce my Waking the Trolls because it's really one of their only win cons here to save them. But instead, they're going to allow the Trolls to actually come to the battlefield first, which is smart. All right. 5, 6, 7 mana left open for our opponent here. All right, we got to consider... I know this sounds crazy, but we've got to consider potentially bouncing our own Trolls here. You know how silly that sounds? But you know they're going to cast a Cyclone Summoner next turn, right? Like, they just are. So why not get ahead of them and cast 2 of our own first? You know what I mean? You know how crazy that sounds? We just put 18 4/4 trampling Trolls onto the battlefield. They have enough mana to cast a Summoner next turn. They're going to. It's the only play, right? We don't have any counter spells. We can't stop it. We have no divide by zeros. So I think we do it to ourselves first. Get these Summoners out there. And then next turn, we'll be able to go wide enough to finish the game out, right? I think that's the smartest play. They can only cast 1 Summoner now. And even 1 Summoner can't block what's about to come. So they're going to need to cast 2 of their Innkeepers. We blow it back. We attack again. Yeah, see? It feels and looks like a terrible play, but I think it's the right play. And I think you know, we got the job done. Okay, that I didn't expect. I didn't expect that, but you know what? It's fine. It's fine. The plan still goes off the same. The plan still works here. Okay. Oh, that's actually fine. Okay. Yep, plan still works. The plan still works, my friends. No harm, no foul. They can put one of my Cyclone Summoners to sleep here, though, which is a little bit annoying. Let's see if they see it, though. If they sack a Serpent with their Coma, they can actually tap down my Cyclone Summoner that's ready to attack here. There's the scoop. They did see it, though. They were going to sack it and put it to sleep, but they decide to concede. Good games. Very good video. That's going to do it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate you hanging out with me today. And you know, if you made it this far and enjoyed the video, I really thank you for that. And you guys have no idea how much you guys actually help the algorithm with this YouTube thing and, you know, getting our videos pushed out to more people. So thank you so much. I really do appreciate all you for that. And let's dive in, guys. Let's talk about it. I really enjoy this deck a lot. I don't have, and I normally try my best to come up with some sort of creative way to make this thing better, but I don't see any problems with it. I feel like this thing is dialed in. We had no issues winning any of those games. We've kind of flew through those games pretty easily. The mono white matchup was tough, but I made a lot of mistakes at the same time. So and it took us a long time to find a Cyclone Summoner to get it going, you know. And I think we played it about as good as we could later into the game after those mistakes were made, and we closed it out. So I'm really happy with where this thing sits. The only thing I had an issue with was the lands. Right, we ran out of basics in that last game, which is exactly why I threw an extra, you know, island in here and an extra forest, because we need that 3rd island for the insight, right? So getting that island is going to be fairly important. And we also cut back on the Evolving Wilds. I don't know why, actually. You know what? That's probably how it should look right there. That's my bad. I forgot we actually had another red card in here before. We were trying to make this a land destruction deck beforehand, so I forgot to adjust the mana appropriately. But anyways, yeah, guys, I really enjoy this list a lot. I hope you guys did as well. And I have no problems with where it's at and how it looks right now. Enjoy the list. If you guys have any ideas on how to make this thing any better, as always, leave in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know how it played for you, if you guys enjoy it or not. Maybe if you got any sideboard options to, you know, choose from to make it any better. But yeah, we're gonna leave it how it is. I'm not gonna touch it. I'm actually gonna go right back into more games right now, and I'm gonna keep ranking up with this thing. So I'm gonna go have some fun, guys. Before I go, though, as always, lastly, I want to give a quick special thank you and shout out to all of my Marty Mob members. I really do appreciate you guys so much and everything you do for this channel, you know, helping us out monetarily. Your names are going to be on the screen now. Also, I am trying out a new recording schedule, so the names all this week might not be up to date. I'm recording everything on the weekend, compiling all these videos early, editing them, and putting them into the bank. So if there are any new, you know, members to the channel, I want to say thank you so much, and thank you for bearing with me on the names. They might not be as up to date as possible, but you know, I'm gonna be doing all my videos now on the weekends. So gonna compile them, get them ready. That way my week gets a little bit easier with work, and yeah, so I hope you guys can bear with me on that. But thank you so much. I really appreciate it, guys. Have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you guys back here next week on Monday, same time. Peace.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. The name is Swayze, no Patrick. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the mythic, yeah, that's magic. Yeah, MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. With the upload, man. Man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks, this is the meta. This ain't cheap, yeah.